everybody. Welcome to another Churchill in Your House party. I'm very excited to have Lauren, I'm going to say it wrong, Napier and Vic Ruggiero here with us today. Like, I found Lauren thanks to Bart Budwig. Many of you know him as the first person that ever performed on the stage here. And I would like you guys to tell us now how you met and what your influences are, and then we'll get started with this party.
How did we meet Bart?
How did we meet Bart, or how did I meet Vic?
Oh, I thought, how did we meet Bart?
Well, I met both Bart. I met both Bart and Vic in Berlin, actually, just two separate places. Found Bart in the country, and I found Vic on a street corner in a gallery near Warschauer Straße in Kreuzberg.
I was doing a gallery show. A friend of mine had a gallery in Berlin, and he was like, Vic, anytime you want to do something over there, just ask me. And I started getting the feeling that if I didn't ask soon, there would never be an option because, you know, Berlin would get too cool for me. And so I went, and it was true because the place is closed now. So I went over there, and I played for a couple of weeks, and I played guitar every day. And
I was working at a publishing house around the corner and started wandering in on my lunch breaks to say hello. And, you know, play some tunes happened later on down the road. And it kind of just had its own momentum from there.
Yeah. And as it said in the little newspaper article that came out in the Baker, whatever it was.
Oh, that Lisa wrote? Yes,
yeah.
do tell.
It was one of those things where it was like we were going around playing gigs together, and people kept saying, "Where's the duet? Where's the duet?" And we were like, "We don't know. We don't do a duet. We
don't sing a song together."
Yeah, so then we started. I think we learned a Patsy Cline song or wherever we learned first.
Oh, it was Dean Martin's Houston.
Houston, right? And there you go. And after that, then the hits just keep on coming.
Is that how it goes?
Yeah.
Okay.
So here's that for you. Should we play one of them? Maybe we should play Houston.
Oh, you want to play Houston?
We could do that. I mean, like where it all began.
Sure. That's called Sex Change.
I mean, we don't have to.
We can.
Okay.
It's right here. See how easy that is?
Cool.
It's lonesome in this old town. Everybody puts me down.
Just a face without a name. Walking in the rain.
Going back to Houston, Houston, Houston.
I got holes in both of my shoes.
Or twine.
I'm a walking case of the blues.
Saw $1 yesterday, but the wind blew it away. I'm going back to Houston, Houston, Houston.
Nobody calls me friend. Oh, it's a shame. Shape I'm in. Going back
to Houston, Houston, Houston.
You know I got a girl there waiting for me.
Is that so?
Well, at least she said she'd be.
I got a home and a big warm bed and a feather pillow for your head. I'm going back to Houston, Houston, Houston. Going back to Houston, Houston, Houston.
There you go.
When we play that, I always picture the first time that we tried to film it, which was on the side of the road in the Navajo reservation. And so we're sitting there, and it seems clearly very desolate, and yet the minute we press record on the video camera, all of these semi-trucks come by, and the sand flies on us as we're trying to record, and it was like, oh, well, I thought this was a quiet place.
Yeah. All right, so what do we got there? We wrote out a set list because we knew, you know, we didn't want to forget what we wanted to play.
I think we want to give your song, Is It You, a try.
Okay.
Always getting lost in the moonlight.
He was studying the books on the shelf.
Oftentimes she traveled into the future.
One time I'd even seen myself.
She was singing to herself in the traffic.
Yeah, I was grooving hard, waving my arms.
One strange thing you happened to notice, huh? Somehow you had lost all your charm. What do you think? Is that possible?
It's possible. Maybe it's you.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, it looked like you, but you never know.
More importantly,
Yeah, indeed.
is it true?
I too had recently tripped to the future, and I had seen the same in myself.
You were crossing the street in a raincoat.
Looked sad, failing in health. I didn't walk where the sunlight could find me.
You turned the corner with your eyes to the ground.
A line of chain-wearing ghosts was behind me.
And where you walked, you dragged them around.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Yeah.
But what do you think?
Is it you?
I don't know. It could have been me or you, I guess.
More importantly,
Huh.
is it true? You dodge the sun 'cause it reminds you of graveyards. You only raise your eyes when you reach a coast.
Aside from nothing, there's nothing to look at.
What you love is your long trail of ghosts.
You know, I dug the way you were dancing in traffic.
Yeah.
You carried yourself with a true junkie air.
I was talking to someone on the corner.
But when I looked, there was nobody there. What do you think? In the dream, huh?
Or reality.
It could have been me or you.
It's possible. More importantly,
Indeed. The question,
is it true?
I'm not sure what to make of these visions.
Should I be fearful of the sun going down?
Should we be working toward a revision?
Or just be happy we're beautiful now?
I'll take a trip to observe us as children. I'll make note what makes us laugh or cry. I'll ask the teachers for your permanent record. If there's a reason, I will know why.
Asking the dead won't supply you the reason. You'll be just as confused by the past. I'll visit you at the end of your season and watch you as you breathe in your last.
Oh, that's a heavy concept there, but
Perhaps.
yeah. What do you think? Is it
Could be. Is it true?
All right.
Nighttime cancer.
So, as full-time musicians, it's got to be really hard that 320 days have gone by where you haven't been able to play at a live venue. Live venues haven't been open. And so, like, you're used to being in front of people basically on a daily basis. How have you maintained your sanity through this?
I think that's a bold assumption, that sanity was maintained.
Yeah.
I'm not sure. I guess for me it's just been a new version of normal or sanity. I'm used to a moving scenery and landscape, and now I guess it's just been four corners of varying sorts, whether it's the four corners of my room or some sort of live stream four corners like on the computer screens and phone screens and such. Just been a different form of existence and finding ways to share musical threads, which has not always been easy.
Yeah. Well, it's good too because I think it made us creative about stuff. You know, like now it's like, oh, go online, do some stuff. You know, my group that I spent half the year with, the Slackers, that we've been making a lot of music. So we've been doing live streams. We've been doing a lot of new songs. You know, we did. I feel like we did. There was a whole thing at the beginning of the pandemic that was like parodies of our own songs. So it's like take songs that kind of work and make weird versions of them. That, you know, you change the words to, you know, pandemic, quarantine.
We did Baby It's COVID Outside moment around the holidays.
Exactly. So like what, Baby It's COVID Outside never would have occurred to us under any other circumstance. So that's the silver lining.
Yes. And we found the time to do a little more art. Been painting postcards and doing more poetry. We've been organizing some poetry readings online. I was able to release an album in this kind of quiet time, which is a mix of musical threads, but then also different collages and things, along with a zine poetry book. So I guess just figuring out different artistic threads that...
The postcards was particularly cool.
Well, it was a lot of fun.
I mean, we were working on the idea of postcards already because we'd travel around, have these cool photos and cool things we'd find. And it was like, oh, if we take these postcards and then, like, do kind of like, you know, this kind of like Basquiat kind of paint on a painting.
I looked at Dick and said, can you be the Basquiat to my Warhol?
Like that.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things that, I mean, it was in the vocabulary already that, oh, it's an idea. But then it was like, oh, let's do this. And then Lauren's good at you know, promoting online and stuff. So she was like, hey, you know, we've got these postcards, these pieces of art for sale. I never sold art in my life except the gallery show where I met you. So that was it. There's exciting things. I didn't know. I thought I was just a bar band. You know? Turns out
Don't sell
there's
yourself
more.
so short.
Yeah.
And
also
speaking of
a mountain man.
Speaking of bar band, do you want to like move it over there to that piano?
Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you want to do that? All right, good.
Is your notebook over here?
My notebook.
Yeah,
it's over
in your
on the piano. All right, cool. Oh. Let's see. What is the first choice?
Something going on down.
All right, cool.
My favorite is
This is quite an outfit I got on over here. I'm
what you
excited.
doing? And you have a disco ball behind you. Look at that.
Are we in a good enough position for you guys? Do we need to?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. All right.
I'll take the fries, not the shade.
I take the earth, not the quick.
We'll go to hell
For heaven's sake, something's going on down. I take the high, not the road.
I'll take the X, not the explode.
Well, I guess what you should have known. Something's going on down. Won't do the dog, I'll do the cat.
Maybe not this, I'll take that.
I can't be the judge, I guess I'll be the clown.
Don't you know something's still going down? Can't have the thought without the rose.
Sunday best without the clothes.
Goodness,
Well, goodness knows something's going on down. I have a buzz, but not the bees.
can I have the scratch, not the freeze?
Can't have a hug without the squeeze.
Well, don't forget your thank yous, please.
I live in the land above the roof.
I understand you got the proof.
But if you want the honest truth, something's going on down.
Dinosaur says, hello, friend.
Nice to see you here again.
Am I correct to comprehend?
Something's going on down. I got time, not the clock.
You gotta tick, not the talk.
Maybe I ought to just take a walk somewhere around the town.
'Cause something,
Or something,
something's going,
something's going
something's going on down.
down, down.
Come around,
I wish you were.
the old one too.
I'd say what for? Something's going on down. There you go. We just wrote that one today. No.
No,
We
it's not
just
far
wrote it
from the
today.
truth,
Yeah, it's
though.
not far from the truth. All right, cool. Yeah, what else we got here from the?
I wrote it down, see?
Oh yeah. You got good ones.
I got good ones on pastel pink paper. I have a little Christopherson in D.
Okay. So we were reading this article, this thing on the internet or something, right?
No, because I don't know what you're about to say, but tell me.
Now let me tell you, if I met Chris Christopherson, I would treat him with the utmost of respect.
Oh, and Toby Keith did not.
That's right. As he was described in the article, the rock star, the superstar, the pop star.
Pop star. He had the audacity to tell Christopherson to keep a lid on it.
Good God.
And Ray Charles was in the background. And Willie Nelson was there.
All I want to
Can
say
you
is,
imagine having the audacity?
I want to know if Toby Keith ever wrote one as good as this. I don't think so.
I doubt it.
Take that ribbon from your hair. Shake it loose and let it fall. Let it lie upon my skin like the shadows on the wall.
Come and lay down by my side till the early morning light. All I'm taking is your time. Help me make it through the night.
Well, I don't care who's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Let the devil take tomorrow.
Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night.
don't care who's right or wrong. I don't try to understand. Said let the devil take tomorrow.
Lord, tonight I need a friend. Yesterday is dead and gone, and tomorrow's out of sight. And it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. Yes, it's sad to be alone. Help me make it through the night. You always have to with that, like, abrupt ending, man.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there you go. That's a favorite, no doubt.
Nobody knows it?
I think actually the version of that song that really got me into it was not the Chris Christopherson version, but actually a regular version.
Yeah, we're gonna
By
get
John
funky,
Holt.
aren't we?
No. We already got funky on that one.
You know, funky.
Yeah, all right. I'm going to do this scoop.
I have no more bench over here. I can't. You
Slide
can
the
scoop the
bench.
bench, though.
All right. That was my little overture.
I saw that. Once I lived the life of a millionaire. Spent all my money, didn't have any cash. Took my friends out for a mighty good time. Bootleg liquor, champagne and wine. Then I began to fall so low. Lost all my money, had nowhere to go. I get my hands on $1 again. I'll hold on till that old eagle grin. 'Cause nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, you got 1 penny. And as for friends, you don't have any. When you're back up on your feet again, everybody's your long lost friend. I can tell you without any doubt, nobody knows you when you're down and out.
You know I went to go pay my rent.
Oh, yeah?
I said, I paid the rent, but I need that stimulus check. I went to try to check the mail. No luck. Nobody gives a...
Not $1.
Not $1, you know. I said, what am I gonna do? I think my career as a musician is through. If I get my hands on $1 again, I ain't gonna call that Mitch McConnell no kind of friend, you know.
Nobody knows you when you're down and out. In your pocket, you got 1 penny. And as for friends, you don't have any. When you're back up on your feet again, everybody's your long lost friend. I can tell you without any doubt,
Nobody knows you.
nobody knows you.
Nobody knows you when you're down and out.
All right.
Yeah.
Perfect segue to the next question.
I like it. Now,
So
let's stroll
over the
this way.
last 12 months, yeah, you guys can stroll into place as I ask it, is how have world events and things influenced not only your lives, but also what you've been writing and recording this weekend?
I don't know. I think it's funny because one of the song "Is It You" was actually really funny because it's, I wrote it a long time ago as this kind of weird, William Burroughs kind of dystopic, kind of weird Twilight Zone of a tune. But when we were singing it today, I mean, I couldn't help think that it feels like where my head's at. And so, in some ways, it's kind of like, has it influenced the songs we're playing, or has it more influenced the attitude that we take towards the songs? Like, they've taken on new meanings, And I notice with songs that I write myself, like, there's songs I've been playing with my band or just in my solo stuff for 25 years now, And sometimes you play a song, you think, there's no more magic left in this. And then you play it one day and you're like, wow. You're like, I just totally saw another angle on this tune I never thought about. And I think that's what I'm getting out of the past year. Is I had no idea I had so many quarantine, pandemic, dystopia songs. I got a lot. And we've written a few things.
We have, as I flip through and try to find them.
Oh, we could play. I mean, I know it's on the list.
Which one?
The Cowboys.
And that's what I have open. Because that was my 2 cents about it. Is in the last year, not only of course have we lived in odd, plague, dystopian times, but there's been a really obvious, I think, racial tension in my surroundings. Growing up in Tennessee, in the South, maybe I'm a little overly aware of such things, but we got to spend a lovely time at the Cowboy Poetry Festival in Elko, and the theme of the program that year was the Black Cowboy, and so we got to learn some things that was certainly not within my knowledge at the time. Things like the Lone Ranger is actually based upon Bass Reeves, who was a black sheriff and a freed slave. Just things that aren't necessarily always added into the cowboy narrative.
It's true. I mean, not to mention, I wrote back to my friends back east, and I said, yeah, we're at this Cowboy Poetry Festival, and everybody's like, whoa, what's that? And then we're like, it's like, oh, and by the way, they're talking about black cowboys, and people are like, what? What are you talking about? That's crazy talk. And it's like, yeah, I think it's one of those things we're learning a lot. We're learning a lot these days about the true foundations of things and the way stories have been changed. I mean, we just found out recently because, of course, being locked up inside without a lot to do, we have a lot of time to study.
Locked up sounds so aggressive.
Yeah, I feel a little locked up. But we found out that Vikings aren't white. As it turns out, Vikings, they probably were more like indigenous. And they were co-opted in the Nazi days by Nazis because they wanted to make Vikings look white. They wanted, and it was like, and we're like, okay, that's a rumor. Okay, I understand. There's always arguments for these things. And then you go looking, and it's completely documented. And then it's like, holy mackerel! Like, what is going on? Like, we are just not, the information age. I'd like to actually get a hold of the information. I just found out about Thomas Jefferson. I've always been a fan of Thomas Jefferson, and then all this other stuff I found out about him. I was like, well, yeah, there's always good things and bad about the people you look in history, Anyway, so here's the song about cowboys.
What's it called, Dick?
It's called "There's Something You Don't Know About Cowboys."
isolation and rising with the sun. God in the cat who's born in winter's hall. Pray for rain in nature's church beside the Navajo. Tell me something I don't know, cowboy.
I'll tell you something you don't know about cowboys. Well, at the midnight rodeo, the sunset's hanging on. A man named Murder's Diamond bucks behind the bull's white horns. They said no man could ride that bull, and the white folks all went home. But there's something you don't know about cowboys.
Tell me something that I don't know, cowboy. Battle fought for open range against the barbed wire fence. And those who think land is worth only dollars and cents. Direction on the compass, west is how his life is led. There's something you don't know, cowboy.
Oh, I admit there's something that I don't know about cowboys.
The marshal stands to take the lawless west.
He was born a slave. Now he wears a badge upon his chest. You heard tell of that Lone Ranger, but did they tell you all the rest? Oh, there's something you don't know about cowboys.
Yes, there's something you don't know about cowboys.
I'll tell you something you don't know.
Something about cowboys. We learned the appropriate cowboy song ending when we were at the Cowboy Poetry Festival.
That's right. There's things you're allowed to do. Sound effects are quite allowed.
You know, like when Vic had the Dean Martin song, we learned that at the Cowboy Festival.
Yeah, if I had any doubts like that. Mm-hmm. But one of the things that really is cool is you are encouraged to speak the name of the song slowly at the end of the song, to say, like, there's your bookend. It is finished. You know.
Something about cowboys. Because that was at such a lope, as we've talked about, that some of these cowboy songs kind of have the pace of riding on horseback. Can we move on to that other song that we play that is not a country tune but also has a lope?
Right track? Yeah. And it's funny, you know? I mean, I spend my days playing a lot of reggae, a lot of blues, a lot of American country music.
And the connective thread?
The further and further I go along, I can't see the difference between any of them anymore. It's all the same music. If you want to be on the right track, you gotta move along with me. You'll never be on the right track till you move along with me. And it's a lonesome track, and it's a winding track. You'll never be on the right track till you move along with me. Yes, the road is winding, darling. Yes, the road is winding rough. Oh, the road is lonesome, darling. Please don't leave me there. If you wanna be on the right track, you gotta move along with me.
You'll never, never be on the right track until you move along with me. And it's a lonesome track, and it's a winding track. You'll never, never be on the right track until you move along with me. Yes, the road is winding, darling. Yes, the road is winding rough. Oh, the road, it's lonesome, baby. Please don't leave me there. But if you wanna be on the right track, you gotta move along with me. You'll never ever be on the right track until you move along with me. And it's a lonesome track, and it's a winding track. You'll never ever be on the right track until you move along with me. No, you'll never, never be on the right track until you move along with me. I say you'll never, never be on the right track till you move along with me. There you go. Thank you.
Nice.
Yeah, I know. It is funny, though, right? I mean, even playing in front of just you guys and knowing that it's going out to some more people, it brings a certain life, you know. It brings a snap to my step. I feel alive, you know, for the first time in a while. Yeah, the disco ball has a little bit to do with it. Well,
It's perfect to hear you say that, because what I was going to ask you is what your hopes are for 2021. Because, I mean, man, it seems like a crazy-ass start. And yet, there's also some very hopeful things that have been happening. So, yeah. So.
Yeah, man, my hopes for 2021 are the hopes I had
For 2020?
Yeah. And the years before that. Yeah, we are looking to the future. You know, we were talking about it today. People always told us about living in the future. And guess what? It's here. But it doesn't look like I thought it would look. Speaking of stuff like William Burroughs or Blade Runner or stuff.
I mean, we don't have hover cars. Now we're planning concerts where we all get to be in, like, little gerbil balls and hang out in plastic bubbles. Like, I mean, I liked the movie Bubble Boy, but I didn't really want that to be reality.
Yeah.
So I guess from the future.
Or for that matter, we have our little tricorders here, like Star Trek, because I've been watching the first season of Star Trek now. And it was like, we all wanted a tricorder, and guess what? I get to walk around with one, but it's also Brave New World and a little, Big Brother there.
The most dangerous game happening, too.
Yeah, because Instagram told me that now it's going to study my facial expressions, and see how I like the things I'm looking at on my phone.
Oh, it didn't say now it's going to. It says it has been, and it hopes that you're okay with it.
Oh, yeah, that one? Yeah. So, needless to say, the future is now. What are my hopes? My hopes is, God, get me through it.
My hope is to also see just a little bit more humanity. I mean, if we had all done what we were supposed to do back in March, this would not have been the case. And so I'm seeing a lot of selfishness in place of selflessness, and that's something that kind of hurts my heart as a human. And so I really do hope to see a little softness moving into 2021.
Let's hope.
How is our time round doing? One more. Okay. Which one more would you like to do, Vic? You have choices.
Ooh.
I know. Choices.
My feeling is the Dylan.
Okay, that's where I was going. But you have to open harder than I want. I have this attachment to my notebooks. I had this cello teacher who used to take my sheet music from me in the middle of playing and go, "Haha, can you remember it?" And so now that I'm an adult and I have control over my notebooks and sheet music, no one's taking it from me. after what happened.
That's right. This is what we get to do as adults. One of my favorite conversations with a good buddy of mine was, he was like, I'm an adult now, so if I want to eat chocolate frosting for dinner, I can, because I'm a grown-up.
As he stomps his foot.
Exactly. And I'm like, you're right. That is what we get to do as grown-ups. That is the beautiful conundrum of being the grown-up. Oh, the streets of Rome, filled with rubble, ancient footprints everywhere. You can almost think seeing double on a cold, dark night on the Spanish stairs. Gotta hurry on back to my hotel room, where I got a date with Botticelli's niece. She promised she gonna be there with me when I paint my masterpiece. Oh, the hours spent inside the Coliseum, dodging lions, wasting time. Oh, those mighty kings of the jungle, I can hardly stand to see them. Sure has been a long, hard climb. Train cars running through the back of my memory as the daylight hours do increase. Someday everything's gonna be smooth like a rhapsody when I paint my masterpiece. I left Rome, landed in Brussels, with a picture of a oak tree by my side. Men in uniform, young girls pulling muscles. Everyone was there, nobody tried to hide. Right around the world in a dirty gondola, trying to stay out of the way of the police. Someday everything's gonna be different when I paint my masterpiece. Someday everything's gonna be different when I paint my masterpiece.
Thank you guys so much. I just want to remind the viewers that if they'd like to make a donation to Lauren and Vic, they can find the link to do that via Vimeo on the YouTube channel. And if you have liked what you've been seeing so far on the Churchill in Your House parties, like and subscribe our channel so that we can get enough people to monetize this thing and start paying the artists that are performing for you, because it has been our pleasure to have you here. This was just incredible. I literally danced at my camera all night long, and I cannot wait to have you back when we have a live audience.
Yeah.
Thank you for welcoming us and our melodies. This has certainly been a gift, and helps maintain that sanity.
Yeah, and thanks for being good pioneers of art and culture. I got to tell you, you guys are the real deal. So we appreciate you.
Thank you.
I thank you guys for real.
Have a good night.
Yes.
Have a great night.